What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Cuts the Great here from Anime Escape with another What If Marvel Wednesdays. So, today's What If is very, very interesting. It is What If Zombies. Now, if you don't know what zombies are, where have you been? So, spoiler-free part. This is nothing like, well, it is exactly like that the Marvel Zombies comics, except for a few parts. They changed everything up, but it's pretty much exactly like that comic. Like, it's almost exactly like that comic, almost, but a few tweaks. So it's still a good story, still good, still dope, still very interesting, and still funny. So it's just dope. It's just dope. I like the way these outlines are doing, and the little twists and like references to everything, and it's just dope. So also, not get off topic, if you go to Disney Plus and look at the logo or like the background image for the What If series, you can tell in order what's like almost what's coming next, because it will be like, maybe because they did Captain Carter, then they did Star-Lord, another episode that was like almost within timeline, then zombies. So yeah, that's how you know, almost how you know everything coming up. But here's your spoiler warning coming up. I love these. But 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, I love this. So it pretty much starts off with, was it Infinity War? I can't remember which one, where Bruce gets launched back to Earth by Heimdall to warn everyone about Thanos arriving. But when Bruce gets there, no one is there in the Sanctum Sanctuary. No one. Not a soul. He finds like some of old Wong's clothes and gloves and just like wanders out in the street, and it's barren. Like, it's just dirt and leaves and cars just parked every kind of way and stuff. So he's like looking, he's like, okay, so no one's here. Then Thanos' order comes. The Ep.5, and I think in a movie he was named Super John or something like that. I can't remember because they gave him the wrong name. So they pop up and they're about to attack Banner. And Banner, you know, same thing. He's trying to bring the Hulk out. Hulk says no. And he's like, what do you mean no? And then next thing you know, a portal opens up. And you see the outline of Wong, Dr. Stephen Strange, and then Iron Man. So you're like, okay, bet. He's like, cool, they got this. So they proceed to jump them. Like, I mean, viciously jump. And first of all, this was gorgeous to me. So that should have been what they did at the beginning when Thanos' order came through. Like, the Ebony Maw is talking, and you see like a little portal pop up behind his head, and Tony Stark's hand just like, foul, back of the head. Like, that would have been it. That would have been that. That would have been it. Just, but that's no here nor there. So they come to the portal, they jump them, and Banner's like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, guys, that's good and everything. Next thing you know, you see them like biting them and stuff. He's like, that's not cool, guys. What are you doing? So smoke clears. They show their zombies. Then Thanos' order, the two get up. Now they're zombies. Now Banner starts to take off. So Tony's tried to shoot him in the back. Steven's cape came in, saved him, which was insane. Cause, like, you know, the cape chooses who it wants to be with. So for it to save you, that means something. So the Capes came in, saves Banner, pretty much fights the zombies, which is insane because that's just dope. So the Cape comes in, tangles up Iron Man, trips him, he shoots the ground. Doctor Strange goes to open a portal. The Cape wraps around his hand so he can't do it. Wong opens a portal to jump in front of Banner. The Cape just like reaches out and like hold him like this, like Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2. And next thing you know, like all you see is like these black little specks come flying in and start demolishing and like disintegrating the zombies, like all of them. And we're like, what the fuck is happening? So come to find out, Hope Van Dyne pops up, Wasp, and it's like ants just like consuming them all. And like the giant ass pops up and it like takes the head of, was it Wong? It was Wong, because his head got chopped off in the portal. So grabbed the head of Wong and started eating it. He's like, I'm gonna throw up. Banner's like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm definitely gonna throw up. So Hope grabs, like, Hope is like, we got this, go. And the next thing you know, all you see is Banner get snatched up and he's like, don't eat me, don't eat me, don't eat me. And come to find out, Spider-Man taking him to meet everybody. So then we get the backstory about how this happened. So technically in Ant-Man and the Wasp, when Hank went in to the quantum realm to get Janet actually had a quantum infection that altered her into a quote-unquote zombie. She attacked Hank. They came out. Hank tried to attack Janet. Not Janet. Hank tried to attack Hope. Hope dies. They both attacked Scott. Everyone thought Scott was dead. And then like within, they said like in a matter of hours, like the entire, was it East Coast, or not East Coast, but West Coast was like consumed. I'm sorry about that, guys, if you hear it. It's my neighbor driving his motorcycle. So then the Avengers came, and you know they were like, all right guys, we're gonna do this and this, and next thing you know, all you see is like Cap like, ow, and it's like Hank just like tiny Hank just gnawing at his neck, and he grows, and then like all the Avengers just like go down fighting. So then it cuts to this hilarious bit with Spider-Man. So it's I can't remember, Spider-Man, Happy, Bucky, Sharon, and what is his name from Ant-Man? The guy that always talks about the Baba Yaga. He is like the funniest guy. These are some of the funniest people ever. So Spider-Man's like, how to survive in New York, and he's like doing this like just this Spider-Man thing, period. He's like mask off and no one cares, it's a zombie apocalypse. So he was like, yeah, rule number 1, always wear long sleeves. The less skin is exposed, the better. And Happy is not happy at all. and the oh gosh, the guy from Ant-Man, the Baba Yaga guy, I cannot think of his name to say. I know it starts with an R. But like he goes and bites Happy, and next thing you see him pull a ketchup pack on Happy's face, and then it cuts to the rule 2, hygiene. Pretty much talking about keeping yourself clean and stuff, so your odor won't attract zombies. And it's funny because like Bucky's there. I don't think he's naked, but I think he's just got his shirt off, and like the guy who's like playing the same guy. I cannot think of his name. It starts with an R, but he like goes to attack Bucky. Bucky's metal arm just like grabs him. He was like, "Your metal arm doesn't need to be clean." He's like, "I could just squeeze, and just end this," and he just let him go. Then it goes to 3, aim for the head, and it was Sharon, and it's like a little toy. You know them old school toy guns with like the rubber darts that stick to stuff, and like shot him dead in the head. That was it. So then it shows everybody. So Sharon Carter, Bucky, Happy, Okoye, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange's cloak, which is still funny, and the guy from Ant-Man. I can't think of his name. And Hope. And Hope. Yeah, and Hope. So they're talking about, and Banner, sorry. And they're talking about how they got a signal from like Jersey about a cure and refuge and stuff like that. So they all wound up going to Jersey. And I talked to my wife because she was like sitting here with me watching it a little bit, and she was like, "Oh, what did she say? Oh, I can't remember what she said, but it was funny. It was funny. I can't remember. It'll come to me later. It's too good. But they all go to Jersey and everything like that. They get to the train station where, you know, SHIELD had their own special train to get back and forth to the country. It wasn't working because, you know, the spark plugs were down. So, you know, everyone's doing their job. Okoye was like, we need to split up. Spider-Man was like, does no one watch horror movies? No one. He was like, when we split up, someone dies. And he was like, okay, whatever, let's split up. So Banner, Mr. R, I'm gonna just call him Mr. R because I'm not gonna remember his name until like this video is over with, and Parker go to try to get the train started, and Hope, and they go to get the train started. Bucky and Okoye patrol the entrance, and then Sharon Carter and Happy are like patrolling the tunnels. So it's funny because Happy is scary. So Happy is extremely scary. So Happy, like a swarm of bats come in. He's like, blam, 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 because he got like the Iron Man glove from Civil War, the one that Tony had that was built into the watch. That pretty much was the watch. And he's like, oh, swarm of bats come. And he's like, blam, 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 blam. And he was like, oh, it was just bats, Sharon. And she was like, wait, did you say blam? I was like, oh my gosh, this is stupid. So they were talking for a split second, and he was like, well, you know, blam. And next thing you know, through the shoulder, an arrow goes through. And he's like, ow, and he gets snatched back. It's not funny because it's a zombie. So he's getting dragged back, and he's like, blam, 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 blam. He's like, the whole time he's getting dragged back, he's like, blam, 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 blam. Oh God, this is hilarious to me. So he gets drugged off in the dark. Obviously, he gets attacked. So Sharon was like, guys, we got a problem. Happy's down. And next thing you know, she gets a shoulder, an arrow in the shoulder. She's like, guys, it's Hawkeye. And then like a whole bunch of zombies come. And back when you go to Okoye and Bucky, they, you see a shadow fly over. Instantly, I knew it was Hawkeye. So Hawkeye comes in and attacks him. You know, so while that's happening, Peter, they couldn't start the train. So Peter came up with an idea. He told him, put the emergency brake on. He webs it and just pulls. Because pretty much his webs are almost indestructible and they self-dissolve. So he pulls to a point where he said he got like 4,000 pounds of tension. So, you know, they're like, we need to wait for everyone to get on the train. Zombies start pouring in, everything like that. Hope, she dives out the train to fight. Then, you know, Okoye winds up killing Falcon. And she was like, that was your friend. She was talking to Bucky. She was like, that's your friend. I'm sorry I had to do that. He was like, I'm not sad, but it needed to be done. So he was like, I need to survive too. So Happy goes to attack, back to Happy and Sharon Carter. So Happy turns into a zombie, comes out the shadow. He goes to attack. What the fuck was wrong with Happy? So even as a zombie, he's like creeping out. He's like, blam, blam. Why is this funny? So he goes out, he's like, blam. And he gets like close to Carter, and you hear the gauntlet charge, and she's like, sorry, Happy. So she turns it on him, takes the gauntlet, takes the arrow out, and then like jets to the train. So everyone gets to the train. Right as Peter's pulling, there's like a zombie like right there, like right there, and then they let loose. So he falls down, the zombie starts around, Kate comes through, saves him, gets him on the train. Everything's good. Even though they're wound up in different sections of the train, they're all on the train. So Okoye sees Peter and was like, we should never split up. I'm sorry. So, it cuts to Sharon. And she's on the train. Sorry. She's on the train. And she's like, everything's good. Okay, cool. As they're going, she hears footsteps on top of the train. The back door of the train gets snatched off. She shoots. She gets attacked. All you hear is a scream. Bucky yells, Sharon, takes off. Now, we don't know who it is, but Offgate already knew who it was. So, you know, Bucky gets her, and he's standing there. He's like, don't you think you've done enough, Cap? And I'm like, wow, this is the entrance he does. So, Cap comes in and kills Sharon. There are so many funny scenes in this thing. I can't even hold up. So, Cap kills Sharon, not kills Sharon, but pretty much bites Sharon and kills her, whatever. So, while, you know, he gets up, they start to fight. He knocks back Cap. Sharon, like, gets up as a zombie. Bucky takes his metal arm, just grabs her by the face and just slings her backwards. It was like, I don't have time for you, get out my way. So they go back and forth, him and Cap. Cap winds up throwing the shield. Bucky catches it, throws it back, cuts Cap in half. He slides off the train, dead, completely. So some of these one-liners are just ridiculous. So at the end, when he kills Cap again, he was like, looks like this is the end of the line, and takes the shield. So Sharon gets up. Hope sees what's going on, dives through the window, shrinks into Sharon's mouth, and then expands. So kills Sharon completely. Everyone comes to the end, and come to find out, Hope had like a gash in her suit, so when she expanded, the zombie juices got in there, so she's turning into a zombie. So, pretty much they're talking about she wants to be killed and stuff, and Peter's like, you need to have Hope. Hope is your name. And then she asks him how he does it, and pretty much he's like, his Aunt May told him a story, this. And Mr. R, I think it's Reggie or something like that, I don't even care no more. So Mr. R was like, yeah, it looks like we don't have far to go, but unfortunately we have to walk through outfield design. So Hope decides, since she's gonna turn into a zombie any damn way, she was gonna go into Giant Woman and then walk them across to the bunker. So she does that, she falls out, passes out. Before she does that, she tells Peter to smile for her, because that's what he's been doing the entire time, smiling. So they get into the bunker, they find Vision, which I was like, okay, cool. Vision's still alive. Obviously, he's an android. So the part that got me and my wife, she was in here watching with me, and the way the Hope fell out. Hope fell out like spread eagle, and my wife was like, "Why the fuck did she fall with her legs wide open?" I was like, "Yo, I'm done. I can't deal with this." But Vision was the one broadcasting. He actually winds up saving like Scott Lang, but he's only a head now. So he's just a head in the jar. He cured Scott, but he's only a head in the jar. So technically he's alive, but he's a head in the jar. So they're talking about the cure Banner and Vision, and Vision was like, well, the technology we need for the cure hasn't been made yet. And Okoye, yeah, it's in Wakanda. We can just go to Wakanda, since it's the last civilization on Earth that hasn't been touched by zombies, and just go there. So Bucky's like, I'm gonna go look for some way, transportation to go to Wakanda. And Vision's like, you won't find what you're looking for. So Bucky's going. While Bucky's searching through the room, he stumbles across a shielded, zombified Scarlet Witch. And then all you hear is, I wouldn't do that. I can't do the voice. He's pretty much is T'Challa in the back. It's like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't make her angry. And he's like, T'Challa, is that you? And he's missing a leg. And I'm like, shit. He was like, what is going on? He's like, it's been a trap the whole time. So it cuts back to Peter and Banner, and they're going through the files, and they see that there's been other people that come there. So Vision was like, I was wishing you hadn't found it. And it was like, but what is this, Vision? It's a trap. And Okoye is like, my king. And she was like, Vision saved me. And he was like, Vision came and got me when we were on the bridge. I thought was to save me, but he's been using me to feed that thing. It's like, feed what? And actually, you know, all you see is like, no, it was like, feed what? And then like, she explained Wanda and everything like that. So Okoye goes to attack Vision, and she's stopped. And Vision's like, you've woken her. And next thing you know, a zombie fight Wanda just comes out, just full power, starts slinging people left and right. So, they finally convince Vision to do the right thing, and not before Mr. R, like, so she busts but Wanda busts open doors like with her powers, and Mr. R, I swear I want to think of his name, and he's like Baba Yaga, and just gets snatched, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is hilarious as hell. So after that, they convince Vision to go about pretty much, you know, send them on their way so they can go find the cure. So everyone's fighting there. Vision shoots a beam through the building to get them out, because they're underground technically. So they all get out. Okoye is the last one coming out the hole. Okoye gets held up. And T'Challa's like, no, Okoye. And she was like, my king, Wakanda forever. And then she just gets snatched down. So I'm like, bruh, that's wild. So Vision drills, pretty much destroys the first layer around the building so it can collapse on down. Then he destroys himself by snatching the Mind Stone out of his head and then gives it to him. But the reason why the zombies weren't overrunning the facility, not only was it because there was really no humans in the world, T'Challa wasn't there, he was on the ground, but Vision's Mind Stone was keeping them at bay. So when he snatched it out of his head, it deactivated the power, and now the zombies are coming. So Banner grabs the stone, him, Bucky, Scott Lang's head with Mr. Strange's cape, Doctor Strange's cape, one-legged T'Challa, and Spider-Man are all now going to the ship, going to the Queen Jet. So, as they're doing that, zombie Scarlet Witch pops out the ground, sees a dead Vision. Bucky turns around and starts shooting at it, and they're like, Bucky, no, and he's like, run. So he's just like shooting at it, and she's like just stopping bullets without even looking at him and just sending them back and everything like that. So, this part really threw me off, because when they were fighting, she snatched up Bucky and just slung him. Didn't kill him, just slung him off in the distance. So then it cuts to everyone getting on the ship, and then Banner gets attacked, but the Hulk, because the Hulk has such regenerative capabilities and he's gamma irradiated, so his blood doesn't mutate like that in this comic anyway, the Hulk comes out, manifests, takes the bite, and then pushes him off and morphs back to Banner. So everyone gets in the ship, and like there's hordes of zombies and everything coming each way. T'Challa like turns on the ship, it fires up, then misfires, and Banner was like, I can buy you guys some time. So this is like the most heroic thing I've seen Banner done in a long, long time. So like Banner was like, hey, God, big guy, it'd be nice for you, be nice for a change. And he's just like running through, pushing, and then next thing you know, T'Challa gets the ship fired up. And like all you see is like a pile of zombies just on top of Banner. Next thing you know, the Hulk emerges, and he's just slinging everybody everywhere. So they take off, and then you see Scarlet Witch coming, and Hulk is like, nope, and just charges the Scarlet Witch, and it's just like taking her attention so everyone else can escape. So they fly out, but Janet, who is still in her giant woman form, reaches for the ship. Scott Lang sees her when she's zombified, and pretty much they put on extra thrusters so they get out of her grip. And the funny thing was, I can't think of it, but like she threw like some random zombie at the ship, and it was like dink, and it bounced off. And Spider-Man was like, she sacrificed herself for us to get there. And Scott was like, she saved me twice. So that's so hope. So they're going back to Wakanda. T'Challa's pretty much asking how does Spider-Man feel. You know, he said he's pretty much, he was asked to be an Avenger. Now he's pretty much the only Avenger, except for Scott and Black Panther. But it pretty much shows them going to Wakanda. It doesn't show them making a cure or anything like that. It just shows them going to Wakanda, being behind the shield, and then the Watcher takes over. And this shit threw me for a fucking loop. So the Watcher takes over. He was like, yeah, everyone just this list for a cure, save the world, maybe even the galaxy. And then it cuts to a zombified Thanos with the fucking Infinity Gauntlet with 5 Infinity Stones. 5. Which means all he needs is the Mind Stone like last time. So he's coming to Earth. So, that's that. That's how the episode ends. It did leave me questioning 2 things. Is Bucky alive and is Hulk still alive? Because since Hulk's technically immune in this story, he can just keep fighting. Even if Banner dies. Because if Banner dies, the Hulk manifests completely and just goes about his business. So the Hulk can't die. Bucky, I'm wondering about Bucky. And if they ever make a cure. Because it just stops. It just stops like there. That's it. That's it. That's it. You have a floating head of Scott Lang with the cape of levitation, a one-legged T'Challa, and Spider-Man. That's it. I'm just like, wow. Because we don't see Thor. Because obviously Thor was, you know, in space fighting Thanos. You don't see Black Widow, but you know she got killed. Or you don't see Nick Fury. You don't see any of these other people. So it's like, obviously Nick Fury is like, I'm not going down like this. I saw something like this coming. Lockdown. Like, you know how Nick Fury is. But yeah, this episode was funny. Way too funny to be like a serious moment. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for staying tuned. Stay true, stay savage, people, and I'm out. Bye.